877-117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
Here's why I enjoy sports betting. It kind of gives you some skin in the game, as BetMGM likes to say.
You know you're a sports bettor when you're tuning in to watch a UConn football game. Chelsea Messenger and Michael Jenkins from the Daily Tip, presented by BetMGM. It's some bad football, but if you have some skin in the game, all of a sudden you're invested in it, and then you look at the games from a different perspective. All the insight you need to bet smarter is at BetQL.com. And listen to the Daily Tip streaming weekday mornings from 6 to 9 Eastern on Odyssey.
This hour of Instant Feedback brought to you by Mike Pepero of National Benefit Plans. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Saturday at 7, the Detroit Pistons face the Orlando Magic at Little Caesars Arena. 97 Weather Ticket Street Team will be there starting at 5. Get your tickets for every home game at Pistons.com. Details at 97weatherticket.com. WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Odyssey Station.
That's yes sir. That's yes sir. Damn, that's a big ass. Damn, that's a big ass. Damn, that's a big ass. That's yes sir. Ass. That's yes sir. Ass. That's yes sir. Damn, that's a big ass. 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 Remix. All right. Just joining the show, a couple of notes. Odyssey.com rewind if you missed anything. We're having a little fun today, keeping it a little looser because tomorrow, let's face it, we just have 80 million features on the show. I've just said it. What is that one thing that draws you closer to the fight about your rival? Like the one thing you just, that rises above all, that you cannot stand about Michigan fan, Spartans, or Wolverine fan, or excuse me, a Spartan fan, Wolverines. And look, the answer is the news. For Rico, it's the academic talk, woo talk, but you don't have a we keep it on the field. For David, it was Spartan fans, I think he's talking about me, bitching about the media's treatment of the program. Guilty as charged, because I think it's laughable. And for me, it was simple. I separated the media. You guys know how. I mean, it's so absurd. I've separated the media, and the thing for me would be, I don't have a problem with arrogance. Arrogance can be backed up. There's usually reason to be. What drives me nuts with Michigan is no arrogance / illusion. Like, there's no reason to be arrogant. How many tenants have teams? When you don't make up stand, you barely train as followers. It's nice. It's just, that's delusion. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we're at. We got a good time with it so far. Quite frankly, if you need to see uniforms and helmet MSU's wearing something special, things like this, link to a photo shoot. It's a lovely layout. Rico, Justin. It's 20-something years old. see it convenient. Not on your level sounds like the guy that gets fired. It's on the Super Bowl something that Park Place reads the scrolls all day. Unless people still think he has a job. Not on your level. That's the delusion. Go ahead, David. So you all talking about the record for Michigan and the games they've played. Well, someone sent this in and says, hey, David, it all counts. All titles, no matter how long ago it's recorded. Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Rico. No, it's a difference of opinion. I'm a Yankee fan. I don't use the titles they've won in 1910. They're irrelevant. I'm a Celtics fan. You think I care about when there was 2 people over 6'8" in the league? And it doesn't matter. You gotta have some relevance. If you gotta go, the further back in history you have to go to justify your present, the more of a has-been you are. Just own it. Make some history. Thanks for that. Just going to people. Hassan's in Dearborn. Leading off the floor. What's up, Hassan?
How are you, man?
Excellent. Welcome.
Good, man. So, I'm one of those guys, man. Arrogance, worry, and just automatic motion. First time since 1964, both teams 7-0. Harbaugh's job on the line. Mel Tucker wins and give him a statue outside just because of that win coming off of last year. He kept what D'Antonio was building. He kept it going, even losing the recruits, even losing everything like that. So that alone, going into the game, makes me nervous. And what keeps me going is the arrogance of a Michigan fan, knowing that in the past we won. 17 years, that we fought. But there's this thing that you can't rebuild the Ottoman Empire in one day. You can't build it in 10 years, and you can't rebuild it in 20. But the empire will still be there because of what we built in the past. Michigan built the empire from the past, the players that played previous to them, whether it's 1900 or 2000. They won. They won, they kept winning, and just recently, we've been...
Hassan, can I ask you a question? Because I'm interested in this. It's going to require you to be honest. So just hear me out. I think what you're really afraid of when you mention losing Saturday, I think you know deep down if you lose Saturday, it's all over. You know that the Harbaugh thing is truly and utterly over. Because you know OSU's going to put it on. So MSU becomes the game you just got to have. And if you lose that game on Saturday, they're nowhere to go. Is that accurate?
Oh, it's 110%. Harbaugh must win. Mel Tucker doesn't want to win. They don't have to win. That's the difference between the game.
Yeah, I feel like, the media won't talk about it.
They don't respect it just because it's a weak play.
And some of you are going to say, oh, that's unfair. They're 7-0. They're in the top 10. No, I'm going to bottom line it for you. Pretend it's LSU. Pretend it's Bama. Pretend it's all these places you want to pretend to be. You are either okay losing to your rivals, or you are not. So what are you? See, if you want to act like a big boy, you want to act like Georgia, let me help you with this. Now, in the old days, you best beat Georgia Tech and you best beat Florida. Now, it's changed a little bit. You've got to beat Bama, but you get my point. If Michigan finishes this season losing Michigan State and Ohio State, you're either okay with it or you're not. And I think that is what Michigan fans are very afraid of, is the possibility they could be staring that in the face. And I don't care what you say. If you're a State fan and you go 10-2 with the 2 losses were to Michigan and Notre Dame, oh no. And like if an MSU coach goes up there and doesn't beat Michigan for 4 or 5 years, you're not the coach anymore. Period. Yeah, the 5th game, you probably won't get to a 5th game. 4th game's an ultimatum game. You beat them, or you can't be the coach anymore. So, yeah, no, I just, Hassan was saying it without saying it, and I'm like, hey, bud, why don't we just level it? That's where tomorrow I want to ask that question. It's like, hey, let's separate the rankings and the records and all of this. In your mind, is the next 60 minutes dictating whether you're even willing to accept Harbaugh? He has got to win that game, Saturday. Has to. And school can do whatever they want. It doesn't mean the fan base has to put up with it. It doesn't mean the people have to abide it. I just don't know how a guy can coach at Michigan. And Aiden Hutchinson said it best. It is a requirement to beat Michigan State.
It is.
Mel Tucker isn't even settled. He hasn't even built what he's going to build. And he'd be 2-0 against you? Oh, no.
You understand how adorable this is? This is like the yearly pillow fight to me, watching you guys just squabble with each other. I feel like whatever jersey you're wearing, that's the color PJs you're wearing. It's just a giant pillow fight, and I like being the adult in the room that can kind of separate the two little kids trying to bash each other in.
Remember when I mentioned arrogance? And it's inconvenient, but you have to accept it if someone can back it up. And he's a Georgia fan.
If you earn it, I'll give you all the props you want.
Kenny, I just offered
Just
you
sitting up there saluting us with the vodka in
That's
hand.
right. I give Kenny a hearty handshake and a
Good afternoon.
just take it. That's it. I mean, well, that's my point.
Bama just called again.
Okay, take it easy there. Take it easy.
They called for you guys too.
Let's go to Bryce. Hey, they just scored again on us. What's up, Bryce?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for taking the
Yeah,
call.
man. What's up?
So I am a lifelong Michigan State fan, but I actually just graduated from Michigan just last year, actually. And, when I got to campus, I thought maybe I'd end up hating Michigan fans less. I do have never be a Michigan fan just because, Michigan State just runs my family and all that. But I figured maybe I wouldn't want to, rip my head off every time they had a conversation with the Michigan fans. But as soon as I got to campus, I realized that every single thing that I thought about Michigan fans growing up was exactly right. They are the most entitled and toughest fan base on earth. And, you mentioned it earlier, Mike, but specifically the rich kids from New York that didn't get into Columbia or didn't get into Yale, and then have the gall to come to our state and insult the millions of people that have graduated from Michigan State with an excellent degree. It just boggles my mind.
Oh, it's the best.
It drives me insane.
it's the best. But it's listen, Bryce, I don't know what to say. It's why when I only use it half kidding, but it's a cult. It is absolutely a cult. And I just can't. I don't know, man. I give you credit. I don't know how you did it. Congratulations on graduating, and I'm sure you got a hell of a degree. I don't know how you immersed yourself around those people.
Well, 4 years, actually, I'll tell you that much.
Amen.
Spend a lot of weekends in these places.
You made the right move there. Bryce, listen. The worst. What, Dave? What's weak?
That's
What? He went to school there. He doesn't like the student body. That's his number one thing about his rival. What's your problem?
he spent most of his weekends in East Lansing.
Absolutely.
You can't do that. You can't go to one school and then hang out with the other school and love the other school.
Oh, really? The drug issue isn't really an issue because I do drugs. I'm good at that.
Hell yeah. I mean, he was constantly going back home to Ann Arbor until he found a girlfriend.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
No, and then he started staying in East Lansing. Doug always took off. He had something to stay for, I guess.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Right, it was to do it, but like a rob. Oh, all right. 248-539-9797. It's getting emotional. Lucid. Oh, someone saying that Rika is the reason he roots for Michigan. Oh. Next. Northville Lumber, the Trex decking leader. They stock more and sell more than anyone in the country. Northville Lumber, number one. Largest selection, lowest prices. You bet on Northville, you're going to win. Can't promise you who you bet on Saturday is going to be a winner. You go to Northville for Trex decking and lumber, they have what you need. Because they stock the stuff that other places simply can't or won't. No special orders. They have a warehouse full of it. Special order. It's Cold Thursday. There's your special order. Northville Lumber. Design center to the lumber yard to the warehouse. They got you covered. Call today or go to northvillelumber.com. That's northvillelumber.com.
NFL season was to add man-eating tigers to the game. We lost a lot of great players that day, and that was my bad. Now I'm bringing you the Caesars Sportsbook app. It's got live in-game betting, parlays, and Caesars rewards, people. It's even better than Tiger Ball.
Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 1-800-270-7117.
This is how we reinvent banking.
Say the money's gone tight in your spending account, but your car needs fixing and you're down and out. Ouch. Who can help with the loan when you're stuck from 100 up to 1,000 bucks? With no interest when you auto pay us back, son. One gas starts with patience, but I need ton. Introducing Standby Cash. Extra cash when you need it. Free when you auto pay it back. Huntington, welcome. Without automatic payments, 12% APR. Eligibility requirements apply. Amount available is based on customer eligibility. Learn more at huntington.com/standbycash.
Want to win the Ultimate Lions tailgate experience? Win 4 passes to the Bullseye Detroit Lions VIP tailgate at the former Punch Bowl Social prior to the Detroit Lions home game. You could win free admission, free food, and free drinks. Enter to win on the contest page at 971theticket.com.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook. But that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
One of the best games of the year is on Thursday Night Football. Get ready for a terrific matchup. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. There he is. Take on the electric Kyler Murray and the undefeated Arizona Cardinals. Wow, what a catch! In a battle of NFL elites. Caught for the touchdown. Unbelievable. Packers, Cardinals. Tonight at 7:30 Eastern on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. NFL Network and Amazon simulcast subject to change.
500,000 businesses connect using Zoom. A single platform for video, phone, chat, and conference rooms. Zoom enables real-time collaboration no matter where your teams are. Global enterprises trust the easy-to-use, reliable, and secure Zoom platform to power high-performance teams. Empower your workforce with Zoom. Save 15% on meetings, chat, and phone with a Zoom United bundle. Visit zoom.com/bundle. Zoom, how the world connects.
It takes 2 vaccines to help protect you this season, the flu and COVID-19. And now you can get both shots at the same visit. Learn more at cdc.gov/vaccines.
Let your voice be heard. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas. 97.1 The Ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
Farmington, right out of the chute, because he blames Rico for it all. David's in Farmington. What's up, D?
Yeah, you know, usually, Mr. Beard, you are the voice of discernment. Mr. Valenti, you are, you get a little excited. However, the rants on people with welding certificates that you have been on the last couple months has came to an epiphany. And I will now be cheering for State like no tomorrow. I haven't been this upset since trouble with the snacks, sir.
I'm lost. Yeah, I'm a little confused.
All are getting welding certificates. I got 8 of them. It's hard. You got to work at it. Not only that, I've got 4 different credentials in inspecting welds with governing bodies. It's hard to get those. Ask any mechanical engineer, welding engineer to try to take that test. There's about a 72% failure rate. Not all welders are stupid.
David, it wasn't a slam on welders being stupid.
I know where you're going. I'm just busting your balls.
Okay. I like it, though. That was perfect. Wow. Okay. How dare you? I don't need him to come to the house and be like, yeah, that furnace.
Oh, no, I was thinking about going stainless and welding a bumper onto your car.
Oh, no. David, we'll try to keep him in line. We'll do the best that we can. Okay.
I thought he was serious for a second.
No, he sold it well.
Right.
Sold it well. Go to Lance, 97.1. What's up, Lance?
Hey, Mike, how you guys doing?
Good, man. What's on your mind?
Good. So I'm an Ohio State fan, and I'm going to tell you what bothers me the most recently with U of M fans. Now, mind you, Ohio State, when they lose, they don't lose in the Big Ten. When's the last time they lost in the Big Ten?
Well, Ryan Day hasn't lost, so that's what, 29 games? Something like that?
Right.
Years.
So when I got to hear a U of M fan tell me, oh, Clemson owns you, it's like they take pleasure in something someone else does that they can't do. They're like the guy who can't pleasure his wife, so they love someone else who does it.
Oh, my God. Jesus. I'm just sitting back and listening to the rest.
So, you can't do it yourself, so you pipe up when someone else
Right, we were clear on that. Thank you. Whew. Okay, Rico, your thoughts?
Okay.
I mean, that he went to I don't know that example is really where we needed to go. But yeah, I mean, it is the idea that they don't do it on their own. They don't. I don't even, you know what kills me is like I hold my teams to a standard where like I never think to talk about any other teams when my team's losing or not getting it done because my anger, my vitriol is directed to my own team. But with Michigan fans, it's like this massive act of projection. Not all, but many. So then you get into this rivalry with Michigan State, and it's like, I remember what it was like when we first came down here in 2004, and like State wasn't beating Michigan all the time. They weren't beating Michigan enough. We weren't winning anything. And it had still been since 87, since they made a Rose Bowl in 90, where they tied for the Big Ten title. And even then, there was no talking to be done. You can say you hate someone, I don't like you. Okay. But the actual delusional faux superiority thing that still permeates after 17 years of not winning a thing of consequence. Not a thing.
Right.
That's a master class. Not even a division.
I mean, you didn't win the leaders. You didn't win the East. Nothing. And yet you still are better than everybody else. That you talk down to everybody else, and everybody else wants to aspire to be you. Yeah, that's just not happening.
David, you are shaking your head with disapproval. Yes.
Not disapproval, just still shaking my head at what the last caller said.
That was tough. Lance maybe crossed the line. That was a little tough. Go ahead.
LOL, I usually don't laugh during your show, but the harsh bit and drops have me dying.
I want it that way. It's going to be weird for Doug. Going back home, going back to his alma mater, but he's working for the enemy. And, oof. Tough.
Doug graduated from State. He never became a Spartan. I'm listening at the gym and was mid-set when Mike made the comment about Michigan beating a bunch of kids that couldn't hear. Had to stop and walk away because I was laughing so hard. And then Rico adds, they're covering their mouths and all of that.
That was too much. But the point remains. Like, if you're taking pride, like, if you're the Yankee fan who takes pride in 1906, you're the Michigan fan who's pumped up because you beat the Michigan School for the Deaf, which is true. I mean, it's absurd.
It counts.
It's 2021. No one cares. Win something in Technicolor.
Right. You can't name me anybody from that team, but it counts.
Go to Jason on the cell. There's really nothing for me to add to that. Jason, how are you, buddy?
Well, not too bad. Good afternoon, guys.
Good afternoon.
The thing about Michigan fans that bug me is they recite the history of the rivalry, but leave out one key fact. For a 20-year span, 4 out of every 5 games was played in the cow pasture in Ann Arbor.
I'm so confused. Land your plane, Jason.
4 out of every 5 games in the 70s and 80s was played in the big house.
Well, right. Everybody knows. The first 35 or 38 games in the rivalry, they wouldn't come to East Lansing.
And then they tried to keep MSU out of the Big Ten.
Look, here's the best fact. Since MSU joined the Big Ten in 1950, it's 38, 31, and 2. Okay? Pretty hotly contested series. Now, you want to use the all-time thing and do whatever you want, man. I just prefer relevant, context, those things. It's the delusional stuff that drives me crazy. That's it. That's really the long and short of it. The media thing, you guys know how I feel. I mean, it's laughable. I don't even want my team to be treated the way U of M is treated. It would bother me. Like, I always got angry, like, being a Celtics fan, and people didn't criticize Danny Ainge enough. The media had, like, kit gloves because Danny was friendly with everybody. Danny was a former player. Well, dude, you just, what's the harm? Either, like, if you like the show, say it. You don't like the show, say it. I don't know. No one's asking you to get personal. No one's asking you for ad hominem attacks. Just go whatever. Like, I think Danny really dropped the ball. The fact that the Celtics are no closer to a title now than when they started the rebuild, yeah, it's on Danny. Danny did a really bad job. So, like, just say it. No one wanted to do it.
Right.
It's the same thing with U of M. No one's asking for ad hominem attacks. Just call it what it is. Crazy to me. What's wrong?
No, you can't do that. I mean, you're just not allowed. I don't think you are. I think something would happen to you.
Yesterday, when Klatt tried to do the what-if game, what if trouble with the snap didn't happen, you'd all love Jim Harbaugh. That to me was like, you can't be serious. You want to re-adjudicate something from 6 years ago?
Yes.
And
yes.
Never point to the fact that even if it didn't happen, you lost 42-13 to the Buckeyes.
Still ain't going anywhere.
Good gravy. 248-539-9797. We'll get more of the people, maybe mix in a blitz later on. Just having a little fun and prep for the rivalry. And just getting it going. And like I said, this is loose. We'll get more into football stuff tomorrow. I want to have a little fun today.
What you said, though, it does make sense that you'd rather worry about Michigan State because, if anything, Klatt may have been more factual to say if the whole JT Barrett thing didn't happen.
If Klatt wanted to be factual,
then
Jim Harbaugh,
you actually do something.
No, don't say, he's been less than I expected at Michigan and act like this is this huge criticism. How about Joel goes out and goes winless against the Buckeyes, doesn't beat Sparty enough, 15-14 after November 1st. Done. Just say it. That's not personal. No one's asking you to get personal, call names, say hurtful stuff. Or burn a bridge, right? Let's say Joel's got relationships he needs to keep.
Right.
Stick to the facts.
Right.
You can't be the coach at Michigan and be 15-14 after November 1st. And instead, he's up here with a matrix. Well, if we change this and change that, then this would have happened, that would have happened, and you guys will. Dude, that was the most intellectually dishonest thing. And that's where Klatt goes, Spartan fans don't like me. You know why? Because you do that. It's crazy. That's it. Great. All right, 97.1.
It's your second chance to refinance with Hall Financial. Hell yeah. Don't miss out on low interest rates, but act fast, folks. It's not certain that they will remain this low for long. See if you qualify for Hall Financial's no appraisal 8-day close. There's a strong chance that your home is worth more than ever. Then last year, the average homeowner gained $175,000 in home equity. A cash-out finance with Hall Financial can get you $10,000 with only a $40 increase on your monthly payment. The holiday season's right around the corner. You're going to be hosting people, holiday parties. You're going to be spending a ton of time in the kitchen. You can freshen up that kitchen with a new 4-piece kitchen appliance package, maybe some granite countertops, even just some new cabinets. Whatever it is, whatever you want to spend your money on. If you want to take a trip, you want to do gifts, whatever is your money. Do it. But you got to call the mortgage experts at Hall Financial for a free 5-minute mortgage review. With rates still at historic lows, there's a chance that you're overpaying on your mortgage and could be saving hundreds of dollars each month by refinancing. Check up on your financial situation today with Hall Financial. Call Hall Financial now at 866-CALL-HALL or visit them on the web at callhallfirst.com.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center. This report brought to you by Bill Brown Ford. A look at 94 westbound at Woodward, and there's an accident blocking the right lane with the backup from Connor. Out on the Southfield Freeway southbound at 7 Mile, left lanes are blocked by an accident. Traffic is stop and go from before 8 Mile. 75 northbound after Holbrook, there's a crash. Also 696 eastbound ramp to eastbound 94. There's a reported accident on M59 eastbound just before Shaner, blocking the left lane, and all lanes are still blocked by an accident. Ryan Road southbound south of 12 Mile in Warren. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Hi, it's Matt Garko here from Bill Brown Ford in Livonia. Our dealership is the fastest way to get your new Ford in 2021. With inventory arriving daily, you can drive away today in your new vehicle at Bill Brown Ford. Visit us online at BillBrownFord.com. Bill Brown Ford, new adventures beginning daily.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick. The type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera. And the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
The powerful new iPhone 13 Pro is here with the most advanced camera in an iPhone, and T-Mobile is the place to get it.
This new cinematic mode turned my travel videos into a filmmaking masterpiece.
Get the most out of your new iPhone on America's largest, fastest 5G network.
And posting. Whoa, that was fast.
And now, you can get iPhone 13 Pro on us with eligible trade-in and plan and upgrade forever.
So I can always have a new iPhone?
Yep, forever. Lock in the trade-in value of your new iPhone up to $800 every 2 years for your next upgrade. Get iPhone 13 Pro on us right now and upgrade forever. Only at T-Mobile.
Max Plan and on us now via 30-month Evo credits. For well-qualified buyers plus tax. Contact us before canceling service to continue credits on current device or credits stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. Fastest based on average overall 5G speeds according to OpenSignal Awards and USA 5G user experience report July 2021. See T-Mobile.com.
The way you set up the tree, how you hang every light. The holidays are what you make them. Make them even more with Lowe's. With everyday low prices on pre-lit artificial trees starting at $99 and Christmas lights at $298. Even festive inflatables starting at $14.98. So you can make your holiday twice as nice, twice as merry at Lowe's. Home to any budget, home to any possibility. While supplies last, available on Lowe's.com everywhere. About 10/28 through 11/3.
You know a spot, but not just a spot, the spot. Actually, with the all-new Nissan Frontier, you know a bunch of them. But the key to these great spots? Being able to reach them in the first place. Your spot is out there. Find your Frontier in the all-new 2022 Nissan Frontier with standard 310 horsepower, advanced tech, and 281 pound-foot of torque.
Jared Goff joins Karsh and Anderson Tuesdays at 10:30 on 97.1 The Ticket.
All right, we're getting some of the hee-hees and ha-has out of the way today so we can talk, a little more football tomorrow. I wanted to just have a little fun. And this, just if you're listening, you're tuning in, you're going, yeah, all right, well, all right, the biggest reason you hate your rival and all that. I get it. It's not the most nuanced topic, but this is all, we had a guy call, and it's the number one type of fan I hate. Well, I root for both schools. Get out. Just get out. You can't hold that opinion and be a sane human in this rivalry. Can't. Certainly not if you go to the school. Can't. You got to have some kind of psychological defense.
Unless you're not from here.
And what the hell are you calling in and saying you root for both teams? Stay in your own rivalry. If you're not from here and you're from Alabama, draw your line. This topic was about, there is absolutely no plausible way. Like, I hate when people say, well, don't you always root for Michigan unless you're playing them? No, I don't. If Michigan never won another football game, be fine by me. Why? Because if my school does their job, handles their business, we get what we want. It ain't about you. It's the most delusional, arrogant thing in the world to think that we need you. Why? You root for us unless we play for you? Ridiculous. So that's how the topic started. And tomorrow, picks, prop bets, TJ, too much going on. You can't let it breathe. And we got a bunch of things. Because I'll tell you one thing we're going to talk about tomorrow that I'm into. Michigan fan, and you hear it with John in the morning. And it's not just because John works for the school. But, like, John can't bring himself to even think about losing this game. Because Michigan fan is staring into an abyss. If they lose this game, there's no outs. There's nothing. Literally, you have nowhere to turn. And Tuck would have come to town and just taken the rivalry.
They lose. It's the final scene of The Sopranos.
That's what I know. Yeah, I like that. Was it a dream? Wasn't it? 248. David, quickly, ticket text. I want to continue with the callers. Go ahead.
I'm a Spartan fan who will be happy if Michigan wins because that means Harbaugh long-term extension.
Hey, listen. You know what? A lot of people are not going to like that comment, but I'm on board with that. I'm good as long as Harbaugh wants to stay here because this isn't the guy who coached Stanford. This isn't the guy who coached the Niners. You've got some cheap facsimile of him. And I don't care. SI can do whatever they want with Jim Harbaugh's fun giggle factory or whatever the hell it is. There's no fear there. I'm not saying he's terrible, but I don't fear him. I don't view him as one of the top 10 or 15 coaches in college football. So as long as you don't put that in Ann Arbor, whatever, man.
Now, it's funny because it kind of reminds me of a conversation I had with Gov earlier this morning. And David, I'll ask you because you're the Michigan fan, but the game in 2007? Was that the little brother game in 2008? Whichever one it was.
No, it was 7.
Yeah, 7 was.
What if Manningham just drops a pass, Michigan State wins, and you never give Mike Hart to say the whole?
What are you, Joe Klatt?
No.
My broadcast partner here. Give me a fist bump.
We were having that conversation, right? Similar to what you were saying, that this guy is saying he wants Harbaugh to stay forever. It's like, imagine if Hart never uttered those words. That probably would have won more games.
Because it doesn't light a fire under D'Antonio.
That became their mantra. They lived and breathed that.
248-539-9797. Let's go to Julie.
All-American guy Mike over there.
That broadcast is going to kill this guy. Julie, what's going on?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi, Jules. Welcome.
So I have a story I think kind of epitomizes the arrogance of Michigan. One more story. We run very green in our family, long generations of Spartans, and it comes time for our youngest son to decide on his school. Not that there's much decision to be made, but for the heck of it, he wants to go to see Michigan. I refused to take him, so his uncle took him. And they take the campus tour, and he comes home, and he's, rather, unfluxed, unimpressed. But fast forward a couple weeks, I take him to MSU's campus tour for admissions. We're in a group of about 30 walking across campus and get to a busy street, and the campus tour guy is nice enough to say, let's hold up so the group can cross the street together. And my son leans over and says, completely different at Michigan. The guy walked over in the streets of Ann Arbor, put his hand out, waved us through and said, they'll wait.
Yeah, I think we're playing the arrogance card there, aren't we? Yeah, Jules,
just a little bit.
It's just it's just different. This is where I get offended by people who don't understand the rivalry and try to like Sony. Oh, I'm going to root for this in basketball and this in football. It is institutional. It's cultural. It's ideological. It extends so far beyond the football field. One school inclusive is a land-grant university. The other exclusive. It's across the board. So it offends me when people go, well, I just hope both teams have fun. Go away. Get out. Look out. No, it's true. Come on, man. It's like watching Celtics-Lakers and being like, I just hope both teams have a good time. You're either in the rivalry or you're not. Right. Stop.
Now, especially if two teams hate each other.
Right. Well, they only hate us sometimes. We're not their primary rival. Let's go to Ian, 97.1. What's up, Ian?
Hey, Mike.
How are you?
Pretty good. So that guy called in earlier and said that he went to Michigan as a lifelong Spartans fan, and I was in the same boat. Except I decided my freshman year to try and root for Michigan. And my freshman year was 2015, which you guys know what year that So at the start of the football game, I am sitting in the student section. You know, I slept on the bricks for college game day and everything. And when Mark D'Antonio comes out and they're playing the fight song, I just leaned to my friend next to me and was like, I can't do this. And so I'm sitting there rooting for Michigan State the whole game. And as soon as that punt happened, I had the biggest grin on my face in a silent student section, watching kids just cry next to me. But ultimately, though, I did over the course of the rest of my freshman year, I decided to become a Michigan fan because I did not want to spend my entire time at college, you know, not rooting for my school.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it. Ian, I don't know how people do it. It's been a mystery to me with Doug for 20 years. I don't get it. And it doesn't make you a bad person. I just think you're an alien. So, like, Ian, you made the choice. You go to a big-time school, right? You didn't go to Northwood. You go to a big-time athletic university. I don't know how sports is the centerpiece of your life there. Like, I don't know how you don't fall in line and fall in love with it. I'm not mad at you for doing it. I'd question you more if you're like, yeah, I graduated from Michigan. I'm still a huge Spartan fan. Huh? Maybe a graduate degree. But your undergrad's the best 4 years of your life.
Yeah, I'll tell you.